Day 58 of 365 days of realizations. Trina Wright here. So today what I want to talk about is how to choose your vibration. Just over the last few days, we've been touching on this idea of being conscious. And so I started to think about, so when I talk about conscious, what am I talking about? What do I mean? And there's some key tools, key focus points, which is funny to say when we're talking about consciousness, but this is a shift, remember? It's a shift in our consciousness to go from forgetting to remembering. And so what does that mean? It means shifting from the patterned way that we've lived our lives, our whole life, where we've really been letting the things that we picked up on our physical path determine our next moment and our next moment and our next moment. But now we're deciding, I want to be more conscious. I want to be more focused in what I'm creating. I want to know that I create. I want to know that I'm a being of energy and light. I want to be consciously on the spiritual path. So in essence, I am choosing to be conscious in as many moments as possible. And so there's some things, as we've touched on in other videos, that we can do that help us with that. And so today in this video, I want to focus on vibration, the energetic signature, the energetic emanation that we are constantly emitting to the universe that is then being reflected back to us through the law of attraction. It happens whether we know it or not. In essence, most of us created a big chunk of our life based on creating by default, just like what is happening around us in the collective. But now in being conscious, we want to take ownership of that. And so one of the key things to be able to do that is to be able to understand our vibration and then choose our vibration, choose our state of being, choose our frequency. And a lot of this is about choosing our focus, because of course, whatever we're focusing on, whatever thoughts we're engaging in, whatever self-talk inside of our mind, if it happens, whatever thoughts fill us, that is what then dictates the experiences. Because remember, the experiences and the outside circumstances is just the reflection of the state of the vibration that we are emanating. So I know that for some people it can seem like, how do I do that? Because for the most part, for most of our lives, we have not even really been choosing our vibration. It's been sort of felt as if it was chosen for us, because where was it coming from? It was coming from looking at what's outside of us, then deciding that that's what we should respond to and react to. And so it's not even based on what we see, it's based on the reaction to what we see, which then emanates our next moment of vibration and the next one and the next one. So the first thing we want to do is own that and say, you know what, that's the process that's going to happen, because the law of attraction always happens. It can't stop. I am an energy being. I can't stop being that. So I am emanating, feeding it sort of into what I look like, as what I think of as the algorithm or the machine of law of attraction, because that's what it is. It makes no judgment. It just says, okay, you said you want more of that, I'll give you more. So because of that, that's where our true power lies. And what's the key to that? What am I feeding into that algorithm? What is the sort of search term that I'm putting into it, or the creation term that I'm putting into it, that I want to see the reflection of? And this is the thing that I have control over. But since we don't live very much in this nuanced idea of that we're energy, we live so much based on our see it, feel it, hear it, smell it, taste it, touch it sensations. We don't often take the time to attune to that space of energy, to that space of vibration. It's hard because we can't even see it. It's invisible. Not only that, but it's hard because most of the world negates it. It doesn't even get traction. We're not seen as the fullness of all that we are. That part of us has been sort of forgotten, has been dismissed, has been seen as woo-woo and not counted. So the first step is to acknowledge fully, I am an energy being emanating something, emanating a vibration signature, a vibration that is being bounced back to me in the environment all the time. So once I've established that, then what to do about it? Well, the next thing to do about it is to be conscious in setting up the state that I want to be in. So of course, the best time to do this is when we first wake up. When we first wake up, we're the most open, we're the most free, we're the most in alignment naturally with the natural flow of our state of being, which is to be in alignment with our inner being, to be in attunement with source, with God, with our creator, with whatever you want to call it, the infinite one. All the feelings that you think of, like joy, bliss, love, sure-footedness, confidence, awakening, choosing, creatorship, union, deliciousness, juiciness, passion, excitement, enthusiasm, all those feelings, that's where we're at. That's our natural state of being. So when we first wake up, if we catch it soon enough, That's the state that we're in. Now, that means that we're, again, being conscious to not let the rush of the mind come back in to fill ourselves with a bunch of different thoughts that will then just take us and take control of our vibration. That's really what it's like. Where is the control of our vibration coming from? And control is a strong word. I'm using it deliberately. I mean, it's not actually like that. You don't actually have to take control of it. But in some ways, for now, that's what we're doing, because we're shifting the focal point of where it has been, which was just a default, to us coming into alignment with it in the sense that we're choosing it. So first thing in the morning, we're going to establish our vibration. And so what does this look like and how do we do it? So I want you to think about an experience where you felt a really strong emotion. I would suggest that you choose a higher vibration emotion, like a blissed out emotion, or really, really happy, really excited. Maybe you bought your first house, maybe your child was going to be born, maybe you were getting married, any of those things. So pick something that feels like a really high vibe and just something that is so visceral for you, something that is really easy to remember, really easy to conjure up again. And then just close your eyes for a moment and imagine that playing again. Imagine being in that same space. Imagine all of those same feelings. Maybe it was when you looked at your newborn child. Maybe it was when you were dancing the first dance with your partner. Maybe it was the first time you met them. Maybe it was some epic experience in nature where you felt some union with a tree, or, it doesn't really matter, but sometime in your life where you just felt this like inner feeling of bliss, joy, happiness, something of a positive nature, and just really tune into it. Just breathe it in. Feel like that feeling is just infusing all of your beingness. Not just your body, every cell of your body, but all the spaces between the cells, all the spaces around your body, all of the essence of the entire field surrounding your body, your energetic beingness. And just feel it flooding into every nook and cranny of that, of you, of however you see yourself. And as you continue breathing, begin to feel as if you are allowing yourself to just dissolve into that feeling, so that there is nothing but that feeling, as if it is consuming you. And notice that you have a smile on your face, an inner smile, an outer smile, and a glow, because you're in that feeling. And I want you to acknowledge right here and now that that's it, that you have the feeling, that you generated and created that feeling. Yes, you used a memory, but you still created it. You created it inside of you using a past circumstance, but it helped you to get there. So now open your eyes, and I want to play a little sort of game with you. So we're going to play like choose your vibration. So this is how we're going to do it. So I am going to put an image up on the screen. I'm going to say the word, and then I'm going to have you look at the image, and then I'm going to have you close your eyes for just like, 30 seconds, maybe 15 seconds, and just feel into the feeling of that image. And we're going to do this with just a handful of images, just so you get used to this idea of an image cueing you to a feeling. So the first feeling we're going to pick is freedom. This is a feeling that a lot of people are craving. A lot of people really want the feeling of more freedom in their life. So feel that feeling, look at the image, see what it represents for you, see how it captivates, how it triggers that feeling, how it amplifies it. Just breathing it in, freedom, and then close your eyes. Let it deepen. And you'll probably start to notice that other thoughts or feelings that are being attracted by that feeling of freedom start to rush in. So let's move to another feeling that can be often linked to freedom, which is joy. And so just open your eyes briefly, look at the image for joy. Feel yourself wrapped in that. Feel yourself right there in that feeling of just this pure joy. There's not even a reason for it. It's just this inner feeling. Close your eyes and just feel like it's bubbling up within you. It's like this babbling brook of joy. And feel as if you have not only put your feet in it, but now you've laid down in that energetic joy river. And it's bathing you, it's covering you. And again, tune into that idea of just dissolving into that river of joy. And notice again as it might shift. Let whatever it shifts come up for you. But we're focusing on directing the shifting. So now we're going to direct that shifting into bliss. It's the same resonance. It's just a slightly different energetic signature on joy. So open your eyes. Feeling that feeling of just being blissed out. Using the image to take you deeper and deeper, and close your eyes into that feeling of bliss. And notice that the river is morphed into a feeling of bliss. And again, notice you feel giddy inside. You feel intoxicated in that feeling of your own self, that feeling of delicious bliss. As if you were like drunk on that feeling. And now let's shift gears a little bit, staying on the similar track, but a slightly different vibe. Let's choose the feeling of peace. Open your eyes, see the image. That feeling of peace. Feel it wrapping around you. Like a warm hug, like a warm blanket. And notice that the feeling of peace captures many things, like a feeling of ease, a feeling of perfection right now in this moment, a feeling of being settled, satisfied, so deeply satisfied. Breathing it in. Feeling that river of peace coming down and over you as you dissolve into that pure feeling of peace. And feeling so dissolved in that feeling of peace. Noticing that it's, again, representative of your natural state. Every one of these feelings that we have conjured represent that. And holding on to that feeling of peace. Just open your eyes. Come back here with me. Hi. Congratulations. I'm so proud of you. I hope now that you realize that you were able to choose in, 4 different situations, 4 different feelings, you were able to choose your vibration. That's all it was. It's as easy as that. And I really like the idea of using initially a cue from our circumstance, because it's there anyway. So why not use a past experience? Why not use a current experience? Why not use an image to just help us to attune to that feeling? But eventually, if you practice this enough, it will get to the point where you can simply just close your eyes and decide how you want to feel. And you won't need those references. But if it still helps, then that's great. And just practice this. Practice it first thing in the morning, and then notice yourself checking on it over and over and over so you can see it. Well, thank you so much. Sit in that feeling of peace, joy, and bliss. Yeah, sit in that feeling of peace. If you enjoyed this little practice with me, then I invite you to hit the subscribe button so that you can listen to some of my other videos where we're going to find other ways to practice consciousness on the spiritual path, consciousness in how we choose to live our life, consciousness in being the creators of our experience. If you hit the little bell, it will tell you every time I release a video, which at this point is every day with the 365 days of realizations. I invite you to comment below. Tell me what this experience was like. Tell me if it helped. If you feel like you can now control your own vibration better. If you now have like an access point to do that. And also, if there's a different way that you use to make a conscious decision about how you want to feel in any given moment, what you want to vibe, then I'd love to hear you share that too so we could get some conversation going. Remember, it's just a game. We're all just playing here. Whatever's going to get you where you want to be is perfect. Whatever helps you amplify the consciousness, come more into remembering, forget about the forgetting, but to just come back into yourself. That's what we're going for in this, is to come back into yourself, come back into yourself, come back into yourself. And all of those little things that we practiced, every one of those little feelings are a gateway feeling to take you to who you really are, to that alignment that you're looking for. I mean, you couldn't feel the bliss you felt, the joy you felt, the peace you felt, the freedom you felt without coming back into alignment. So it's another little kind of backdoor way to come back into alignment. That's just so easy, because the whole point is that you are choosing your feeling. It is not true that something outside of you decides how you feel. You decide how you feel. Take ownership of that. Really, really, really sit in that, love it, enjoy it. And I really do hope to see you again. So I will see you tomorrow. Bye.